And we're live. What is going on, everybody? My name is Nikki Smoke, joined by Bobby and Jay. You are listening to The Smoke Show. It's Fired Up Friday.
Let's
and
go.
If you're not ready to run through a damn wall for this game, something's wrong with you, brother. Something is wrong with you. You are not a diehard fan. If you are not ready to, I don't want to say kill someone on camera, but that's what I want to do for this game. I want to run through a wall. I want to grab Darth Vader by his neck and absolutely choke him out. That's what I want to do. I don't know where the correlation is, but that's how I'm feeling. You put him in front of my face, I'll body him. That's how I'm feeling about this game. And the Dolphins need to have the same mindset. But before we get into all the good stuff, I want to take a moment to praise myself. Now, I don't do this a lot. If you know me, very humble guy. I hardly ever praise myself.
Right.
I finally beat my dad in chess. And I don't know why, but it just felt different. It felt so good to beat someone that was so close to me, someone that has raised me and taught me everything I know. And I don't know why, but beating him in that game just hit different compared to everyone else that I've beat. Bobby, your dad's a golfer. Have you been talented enough to defeat your father yet in a game of golf? And if you did, doesn't dad feel just a little bit better than spanking your boys up on the course?
It's not even close. It's the greatest golf accomplishment I've ever had was beating my dad. It's the happiest I've ever been on a golf course. He kicked my ass for probably 5 years straight. I finally got him. He wanted me to pick my ball up on the last hole, said the putt was good. I said, no, sir. I'm going to put this ball in the hole. I'm going to make it in the cup, and it's going to be a legit victory. So, Smoke, I see exactly where you're coming from, my friend.
Now, Jay, I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do over there in Canada. So I'm going to just say, you ever play NHL with someone that is always just taught you everything that you knew, and then you finally dethrone the master? Do you have any
NHL?
Any experience like that?
Nah, probably just hoops. Just playing.
Okay, so who did you beat in hoops that you were
No,
finally?
I'm just saying, like my dad. You know, they always school you. You're just playing. They're swatting the shit out of you. All that.
Finally get him.
You finally get a little bigger.
But,
you know what I'm saying?
You got him. You got him?
Of course.
And how did that feel compared to beating up on your buddies?
Oh, well, of course. It feels so much better than anything else because you finally get one over on them. And, like, I just think it's one of those things where, you know, I think it happens for every kid, honestly. Like, it's just one of those moments which you never forget.
Those wins hit different, Papa. That's what I'm trying to get here.
There it is.
This game is personal. Mike McDaniel, Kyle Shanahan, this is what that is. I was painting the picture. They are human beings. Whether it's chess, golf, or pickup basketball, you want to beat the guy that you've looked up to. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. They said to Kobe, don't look him in the eye. He said, fuck that. I'm looking him in his eye. This is what that is. And if you for 1 second think that this game is not personal for Mike McDaniel, Trent Sherfield, River Craycraft, Jeff Wilson, and Raheem Mostert, you are tripping, brother. And Wes Walker and all the other guys that Jay could probably name but I'm not going to name them because I really don't care. This game is personal. There you go. Shout out Savon Ahmed. My bad, I left you out. Aldrick Robinson, Mike Person. Get these guys out of my face. This game is different, brother.
Oh, yeah.
You don't think Mike McDaniel wants to absolutely bury this man? Now, here's the thing. Kyle Shanahan is the guy that he looked up to, right? So what do you do as the protege? You're looking up. You're writing down how he brushes his teeth, how he wipes his ass, how he does his hair in the morning. You know this man inside and out. But what is the guy that you're looking up to? Do you think he's looking down at you and understanding everything? Do you think the guy up top is soaking his protege in like a sponge? I don't think so. I think Kobe was soaking Michael Jordan in. Michael Jordan wasn't soaking Kobe in. Mike McDaniel probably knows Kyle Shanahan almost as good as Kyle Shanahan's wife knows Kyle Shanahan. I believe the Dolphins have a massive advantage in this game. They got all the info. They are SEAL Team 6. They broke into freaking Iraq or Iran or wherever the fuck they shot Bin Laden. They got all the intel. They've been behind enemy lines. They got all the information. This defense, Mike McDaniel was the one scheming up against it in practice every single day last year. Jeff Wilson was just there 4 weeks ago Raheem Mostert was there last year. Wes Walker was there last year. Half of those guys that on the list that Jay showed were there last year. River Craycraft, Trent Sherfield. All the guys were just there last year. Went up against this defense every single effing day. Mm-hmm. You don't think that's a little advantage for the Miami Dolphins? You are out of your mind. Now, here's the one thing I've heard. One thing. Well, the weakest unit on the field is the Dolphins defense, but it's also the most unknown unit on the field. Big question. They don't see the Dolphins defense every week. They don't see Josh Boyer every single week. And to be honest, as Dolphin fans, we don't know which defense is going to show up every week. And I'm not scared of Jimmy Garoppolo airing it out on us. If that's how we lose, so be it. But my gosh, Dolphin fans, if you don't think we have an advantage with all this inside trader information, you are out of your mind.
Woo! Come on now, bro.
Today, boys. Fired Up Friday.
I haven't felt this way about a Dolphins game this year since Buffalo week 3. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but this middle part of our schedule, those 5 games, there was never a game where I'm like, oh shit, big game, got to strap up, got to go to war. This is going to be one that it's going to be close. And it's been none of those. And we've taken care of business exactly like good teams do. You go win those winnable games where you're favored in those matchups and you get it done. Check mark, job well done, great work. Now, boys, now's a test. Now we head out west. Smoke just laid it out. This is more than a game. This is personal. And I do agree with Smoke. We have that little edge, that little advantage. We know more of what they're doing than they know what we're doing. And if you don't think that Coach Mike McDaniel saw the schedule, he circled this one. And he said, I'm going to have a couple extra plays drawn up for this game. And I'm going to teach Kyle a little something. I want Kyle to watch this back on film and say, oh, shit, I didn't know Mike had that in the bag. Let me put that in my offense. I miss this guy, Mike. Mike used to be my right-hand guy. He'd come up with all these plays, all these designs, all these concepts. Let me implement on my offense. Well, no. You don't have the luxury of that anymore, my friend. He's down in South Florida for the Miami Dolphins, putting on show after show, clinic after clinic, every week on offense. No one's doing what Mike McDaniel does in the NFL right now. Nope. And he's going to go make Kyle Shanahan jealous. It's going to be a jealousy factory. He's going to say, man, I wish this kid never blew up and got the head coaching opportunity he so rightfully deserved. And I truly see it that way, man. He's got plays cooked up. He's ready to go. I can't wait to see what he shows us this weekend, bro.
I think we're going to see so many different things. I think we're going to see so much stuff that we might not have seen before just because we haven't had to bring the big stuff out against the teams that we faced so far, to be honest with you. Like, we haven't played a good team in a while. And, like, Dolphins fans get, like, kind of embarrassed or whatever about that, like, or they get kind of like, you know, they don't want they're like, no, like, don't say that about our team, like, we're beating team. It's like, that's okay, because so many teams would go through 5 games, a 5-game stretch like that, and would lose a game. Like, so many teams would do that. Like, last year the Bills dropped one to the Jaguars. Like, that's just how it goes. And we did what elite teams do. We've won every single one that we were favored in. Like Bobby said, we won every single one. We're on a 5-game heater. And that's such a huge thing to do, and not drop one of those games. And look at what it's done. We're 8-3 now. That is a huge place to be, because we basically locked up a playoff spot already. It's pretty much locked up. What is it, 92% or whatever it is?
I hope so.
So the fact that we did that, like, don't get like, you know, too like mad about when people say, like, yeah, we have had an easier schedule, but now we're gonna prove why we are that good, like why we have been dominating teams, why we have this offense that's going crazy, this defense that after the bye and just before the bye against the Browns is coming on strong now that we're getting healthy. It's crazy. Whoa, we're getting healthy on defense and we're getting better at defense. That's crazy.
Wow.
So I just think we're in for a good spot, and I just think Mike McDaniel, he has his boys going. I think that they got back after the rust. I definitely think there was rust on both sides of the ball after the bye. And I think now that we have that game out of the way, we should see, like Bobby said, some new shit from Mike McDaniel. You don't think he wants to bring out something that Kyle Shanahan's going to be like,
Chef Mike.
What is that? Why didn't you do that for us? You don't think he's going to drop that? You don't think Mike McDaniel is going to make a play call and Kyle Shanahan's like, I wouldn't have made that decision.
It's like the water boy. It's like the water boy at the end of the game, and the coach gets a new playbook, and he just starts cooking up, and he's looking through. He's like, "Where is it? Where is it in my little green notebook?" And it's not there because Bobby Boucher is dropping back to pass, and he's hitting the boy down the sideline. Tua's gonna catch a touchdown on Sunday. Tua's gonna catch a touchdown on Sunday.
Philly special? You think he's got a
the
Philly
Bobby
special in the
Boucher
bag?
special. That's what's going to happen.
I can't wait.
Shout out Omar. Dog, we appreciate you, brother. And this
Oh.
is a great segue into my next topic. This will be a massive test for the Dolphins. Just pray that McDaniel is able to find ways to get the ball out quick with Armstead doubtful. Now, that's a great point. But I don't want to talk about McDaniel here because we come up on this show and we talk about Tua, I'd say 70% of the time. He's the quarterback. He's the face of the franchise. He's that guy. And if we want to start putting him on that level with Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and those dudes, do you guys believe that Tua has reached that level where even if Armstead is not playing, it's like, oh, I don't care. Tua's playing. We're going to win this game. Do you feel that way about Tua, Bobby?
I feel that way about Tua with almost everyone. If Tyreek was out, I'd say, okay, we can get it done. Armstead's the one guy that gives me worries. It gives me fits a little bit just because of how damn important he is. I know we've ranked Dolphins players in terms of importance before on this show. For me, Terran Armstead is number 2 right behind Tua. So not having him will be a hindrance 100%. It's going to be tough, boys. But I do believe that Tua has what it takes to get it out. I mean, his one of his biggest, greatest attributes, snapping that ball, reading the defense, getting it out quick. And it's going to be on display tenfold this game. I mean, it's got to be. It's got to be. You're not going to have time back there if Armstead doesn't play. And I don't know why, man. All week I've been saying it. I still have this little inkling of hope that Armstead plays on Sunday. I don't know if McDaniel's throwing me off the scent with his press conference because when McDaniel talks about him, it sounds like there's a chance. But then when you get listed as doubtful, you usually don't see guys play when they're listed as doubtful. So I'm going to bank on him probably not playing. But there's this small little section in my brain that tells me there's a chance he's out there, man.
I want everyone in the chat to take out pen and paper and write down what Bobby just did. He just did the salsa dance around my question. I wanted to know, is Tua at that level where we look at the injury report, we don't give a flying F who's playing, who's not playing, as long as Tua's on the field? Yes or no? I don't care if it's Armstead. I don't care if it's Tyreek. I don't care if it's the Lord himself.
I can't say yes to that question because I can't look at an injury report, see Terran Armstead out, and then not say, shit, this is bad news. I think most teams in the NFL losing their starting left tackle would think that. But I don't know. It's a tough question. I'm going to be honest with you. If my answers are yes or no, I say no because I look at Armstead being doubtful, and it kind of sends a shiver down my spine. Just all honesty there.
I agree, but let's say we go into this game without Terran Armstead. Tua puts up a good performance here. I'll take that back right away because
I agree.
If he plays well in this game against Nick Bosa without Terran Armstead, going up against the best linebacking core in the NFL, and he still puts up like a 300-yard, 3-touchdown performance, dude, then we have to go up. Like I said before, I said on the Wednesday show, if he does this, I will start talking about him like a top 5, top 4, top 3, top 2 quarterback. Yep. Who's doing that against the 49ers defense? Nobody. We're going to get to it. Nobody's doing that against the 49ers defense right now. And if Tua does that without Terran Armstead, oh, man, you will not want to see my Twitter page. You will not. I'll be retweeting my video from 5 months ago still. I'll still retweet it because if he starts doing that against the 49ers defense, that is nuts. That is elite quarterback talent. You know, there's still non-believers.
Shit, my boy.
Take in. This guy's an MVP candidate. This guy threw 6 touchdowns in a game, and people are still not like, they're like, I don't really believe in him. How can you say that? It's ridiculous. So if he does this against a 49ers defense, which is probably the best in the NFL right now, like maybe not in terms of the whole year, but right now they're getting hot. They're having a lot of point in the second half, which we'll get to. Bro, this is the best team in the defense. This is the best team. This is the best defense in the NFL right now. Had a stroke. If Tua does that and has a good performance against them, I will say yes to that question easily. And then again, we have to start putting him up tiers. Because if he does that, that puts him on the level of a Patrick Mahomes.
He's in the 1 tier. He's on the Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Josh Allen and whoever the hell else you want to put up there. I'll say no.
Exactly how I feel.
Tua's biggest supporter. If he lights up the 49ers without Armstead, then he will show he can win no matter what. I agree. I think that's an absolute great answer. And we're going to find out because I know you guys for some reason think he's going to play. I don't think he's going to play. I don't even want him to play because if he re-aggravates it, we're all going to be absolutely freaking livid. We got 95 people watching live. Woo! If you haven't already, hit that like button, please. It's free. It's free. I'm not even asking you to donate to the channel, although I would love for you to do that. But all I'm asking you to do is hit the like button. It's free. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 5K subs, and we can only do that with your guys' help. So please hit that like button. And if you're new,
baby.
please subscribe.
Hit it.
So, Jay, you kind of already touched on it, and I agree with you. But how important is this game for Tua's 2022 legacy? Because right now, Bobby, pull that graph up. This man's on another level. There's a graph of people, and then there's just Tua. He's like Pluto. He's playing so good that they're going to have to identify him as something other than a quarterback. They're going to have to classify him as a superhuman. Look at where he is.
It's insane.
Look at where he is.
And this is the guy that couldn't throw the ball downfield.
One quarterback throwing the ball downfield this season, and everyone called him Noodle Arm Tua. This man is the best thrower of the football downfield in the entire NFL, and it's not even close. But how important is it for Tua this game to go out there and drop his nuts on the San Francisco 49ers? Look, man, I love beating up on Houston. I love beating up on Cleveland. I love beating up on the Lions. I love beating up on the Bears. It's NFL football. You went out there. I love what you did against the Ravens. I've loved everything that you've done this year. You went out there. You made enough plays to beat Buffalo. But how important is this game for him if he wants to be MVP this year?
Monster, dude. I mean, right now, the way I look at it, it's Mahomes MVP kind of to lose. But Tua can go out and win that motherfucker, bro. He can. If he goes out and balls in this game, but I'm talking this 3-game stretch right here, say Tua goes out and goes 3-0 against these teams and puts up 300 a game. He's the MVP, and I don't want to hear anything else because no one's counting the Dolphins to go win these 3 games, and especially this game here. No one thinks the Dolphins are going into San Fran and they're going to go bully him. Tua's going for 303 touchdowns. Not we do. We're Dolphins fans. We've seen it with our own eyes. I'm talking about national media would lose their mind if Tua walked in there and went 303 touchdowns, which, by the way, is standard practice for this guy.
Yeah,
it wouldn't even be like, oh my God, Tua had a huge game. No, Tua had an average game, 3 touchdowns, 300 yards. Like, oh, Tua played football again this Sunday. Sky's blue, grass is green. What do you know? So if Tua goes out and does this, especially because Niners this week, 4:00. Then you're going to go primetime. If he does it in front of the national media like that, MVP, bro.
Got him.
MVP.
I think if we win the division, he wins MVP because everyone had locked in the Bills. Everyone locked in the Bills.
What were they, minus 300?
Yeah, bro, they were Super Bowl champions already, apparently.
Yeah, so, remember week 2, they were Super Bowl champs? Super Bowl champs, man. We beat the Rams, dude. We beat the Rams. Yeah, man. We whipped up on the Rams real nice. And then you got smacked in Miami. Why?
Exactly.
Sorry,
if we win the AFC East. No. If you're adding to my point. If we win the AFC East, I do think he has a legitimate shot to win MVP, even with Mahomes playing at this level. And for me, I just want to make the point. You showed that chart. You pull up any chart of any statistic, Tua's in that top right. Like every chart, I don't care because I don't love PFF for their grades. Like, listen, their stats are cool because they give you some inside look of like where people are playing and stuff. The grades are just really, really stupid. So if you look at PFF grades, don't do that. Like, I'm just gonna say it. Like, sorry, like don't look at their grades. The stats are cool. Like when they tell you sacks allowed, that stuff. Like the official stats, good, cool. They give us some insight. The grades are just like they're very stupid. But when you see whether it's a PFF graph, whether it's the advanced stats with like EPA per play, or it's passer rating, or whatever it is, literally every chart I've seen this year, it's Tua, Mahomes, and Allen, and now it's just Tua. Mahomes and Allen aren't even there anymore, and it's just Tua in the top right. It's charts where they have to extend the graph because like Tua's too far up.
They're hitting control minus. Yeah, they're hitting control minus to zoom out because they can't see Tua on the graph.
Exactly.
No more.
Like
Big Goats. Thank you, Hunter, for the $5 super sticker. Thank you.
But it's like if Tua wasn't there, like they could like make the graph smaller, make the graphic look a little nicer. But like they had to get to it. They have to stretch it out, like Bobby said. Top right Tua is correct.
Top right
Tua.
TRT, baby.
And he's playing ridiculous football. We legitimately watched him throw for 280 yards and a touchdown and a half and was like,
talk that shit.
We really did. We said, hey, missed some throws.
Yeah, we said, he played like shit.
What half, bro? What? One half in 5-10 minutes, 2 drives or whatever it was. He threw for 200. He threw for 280 yards and a touchdown. That's ridiculous. That's so
We're talking
ridiculous.
his shit.
We're like, wait.
We need 3 tugs a game though. That's the new standard.
He didn't throw 80% completion percentage, which is a ridiculous rate. What the hell?
What do you mean, bro? He didn't have a passer rating over 100. What is he doing?
Yeah, like, oh my God.
What is he doing out there, bro? So mid.
My favorite thing is Tua probably does this himself. Like after that game, he's probably like, I didn't play very well.
He's like,
Coach, I need to get the axe back out and chop the wood a little bit more because it wasn't good enough. I just
chop the wood like it's 9 a.m. in the morning, baby.
Chop.
Just chop it.
That's what Tua's
doing,
bro. Never satisfied, humble and hungry, strive for greatness. You know what he's doing.
Can I just say that's like one of my favorite like things about him? Like I feel like there's so many other
chopping wood.
Not chopping wood, obviously. I'm saying his mentality. I just feel like he has a different mentality, which I really like. I don't know.
Oh, we could talk about that mentality. You guys hear about these player meetings that Tua is responsible for? Coach gives him the day off, and Tua's out here on the plane. He's saying, nah, boys, we have a meeting 11 a.m. Tua's running the meetings, family. It's different this year. I'll read you the quotes. Boy, I read this shit. I was like, oh my God.
Can you read?
This man is just on a different level this year. All right. I remember Tua walking up to me on the plane saying, 11 a.m. meeting tomorrow. We're trying to get the whole offense together. It's good to come in here and watch as a group and hear everybody's perspective and honestly how Tua sees it, because that's all that matters. We're all just sitting here, but he has the clicker. He runs it. It's productive. This is from Jerome Baker. Everything about this team is players led. That's the cool thing about this team. We all want to get better. It's not that the coaches want us to get better. It's not the front office. It's this locker room. We all want to win and do well, and we're putting in the work to do it. This team is different, family. Tua's out here leading the meetings, days off. He's having the offense come in, and he's running the player-led meetings. This is a different quarterback than we've seen. This is different leadership that we've heard of. Remember, they were like, does he even love the game? Does Tua even put in the extra hours? He's the one that is summoning his offense into the office on an off day. This team is different. This kid is special, and I cannot wait to see the success that is coming our way, because that's what it takes. You can't just have coaches that want to be great. You got to have coaches, a training staff, players, cafeteria people. Everyone has to be bought in. And that's what they are. And this is the first time that I've heard that from a Miami Dolphins football team in my life.
I can't believe I missed that, bro. You reading that gives me the chills. Like, this guy wants it so much. He's a leader now. He is a leader on this football team. Yeah. Everyone respects him. They want to hear what he has to say, and they all want to get better. And honestly, that comes from the top at McDaniel, too. I got to give McDaniel some praise, because the unity on this team is unlike any I've ever seen, man. They're taking accountability. They're setting goals, and they're working every day to get better. You see them in the locker room. They win a game. They're happy. They're celebrating. This ain't our goal, though, boys. Keep grinding for the next goal. It's just like they want more and more and more, and it's player-led. It's not the coaches saying, guys, we got to be rah-rah. We got to get this going. The players know. They're in on this. This is a family that will do anything for each other to get better. And
family.
How many times can I say it, dude? This Dolphins team is special. It's different. It's unlike anything we've seen in our lifetimes, bro.
Told you that Kool-Aid hitting different, bro. Got 103 people watching live. If you haven't already, hit the like button. I don't know how many likes we're at. Let me know in the chat. But if we're not at least 103 likes, we ain't doing enough. Please hit the like button. It's free. It's going to help this video get to more people in our community. It's going to help the channel grow. So please, please, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe.
We were robbed by Brian Flores of this.
Yes, Brian Flores. He was an absolute terrorist. I've come to that conclusion. I've accepted it. I did not see it coming. He is clear as day the biggest rat terrorist that has ever stepped foot in the Miami Dolphins organization. In fact, I would rather have Cam Cameron come back and be a coach again instead of having Brian Flores. So leave it at that. I don't even want to bring up his name anymore. It smells like rotten cheese. You ever have someone like leave a Starbucks in your whip and just not throw it out, or like leave like a candy wrapper on your floor?
Yes.
It drives you nuts, right?
Nuts.
Do you feel disrespected?
Yes.
Because I feel disrespected about no one giving this Miami Dolphins pass rush enough attention. Oh, they got Nick Bosa. We have JP and Bradley Chubb. Do you guys not watch the Dolphins pass rush?
They do not.
Do you not see how good they are at getting to the quarterback? They have 2 guys that are in the top 10 in win pass rush percentage. 2, not 1, 2. Have you seen Christian Wilkins play football? Have you seen Zach Sealer play football?
Christian Wilkins might be the most underrated player.
I'm just curious. Have you seen the Dolphins front 7 play football? Because obviously, the only person that matters in this game is Nick fucking Bosa. And he's a dog. Don't get me wrong. He's from Broward County. He's an absolute savage. He went to St. Thomas Aquinas. We're from the same area. I've seen him downtown. I know what drugs he takes. Have you not seen the Dolphins pass rush? Have you not seen JP and Bradley Chubb play football? Put some respect on this name. Don't act like the only team with a front 7 coming into this game is the San Francisco 49ers. And don't take this that I'm being disrespectful towards San Fran, because I think they got the best defense in the league, or at least top 3. Definitely. But don't act like they're the only team in this game that has a front 7 that you should be worried about.
Bro, all anyone's talking about, and rightfully so from our standpoint, is, oh, brother, the Dolphins are going to have to face this team without their starting left tackle, Terron Armstead. Did you guys hear the news that Trent Williams might not be playing in this one, and the Niners are going to have to face the Dolphins front 4 without their left tackle potentially? Because if that happens, oh, brother, man. Oh, brother. It's the same way both ways. This Dolphins front 7, front 4, whatever you want to call it, is disgusting. And they might not look it on the stats because we've been this far away from, I don't know, a dozen sacks. But those pressures and that pressure rate matters almost just as much as sacks. Getting the quarterbacks off timing, making them get the ball out in weird times, weird angles, weird spots. The Dolphins are doing that. So you might not see the gaudy sack numbers that other teams are putting up, but this pass rush has been productive as hell. And I think that they're going to have a day, especially if Trent isn't playing left tackle for them. Because, boys, let me tell you, he's the best left tackle in football. Straight up. Best left tackle in football. And if we're going to lose our guy, I wouldn't hate it if they lost theirs. I'm not rooting for an injury, but I wouldn't hate a little eye for an eye, eye for an eye. Seems fair enough to me.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far, being like, hopefully, not hoping for an injury, but just saying eye for an eye.
He's already injured. He's already injured, so I'm hoping he doesn't play.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
See. I think that, I guess that's fair. I think that's fair to say.
That's not scumbag enough. Yeah, he's questionable. Yeah. I got the full list. 49ers came out, by the way.
We need a handshake deal between McDaniel and Shanahan. Listen, we'll just both sit them, let them both rest, and we'll go to war.
You have their injury report? Can you pull it up?
I don't. I have it on my phone. I could read it out if you'd like.
You can like the tweet and pull it up.
Yeah, let me see it, or send it to me on Twitter so I can look at it.
I got you, fam. Oh fuck.
What did it say today? Was he limited at practice?
He left practice. He was practicing, left practice, went to the locker room to get his back seeked out. He's questionable. Is Trent Williams?
They officially ruled him out. Well, not ruled him out, but listed him as questionable for Sunday's game.
Yeah, Debo, Trent Williams, Charles Umah, I don't know how to say his name, and Spencer, Burford are all questionable. Elijah Mitchell is ruled out.
Who's officially ruled out for the Finns? Just AJ?
Yeah, I have the Dolphins one here. So this one shows the final Dolphins report. The only guy out is AJ, doubtful, Armstead, Teddy, and Gaskin, questionable, but we don't need them. Yeah. And then the rest full to go. So injury report's getting shorter, boys. We do have one major guy up there who's doubtful. So we
I love seeing no X anymore, though. Woo, love seeing no X.
That's nice.
He's gonna peak. I think Xavier Howard's just getting ready to peak.
He's ramping up, baby. I kind of like it.
He got in the end zone.
He's scoring touchdowns. I don't know, man. I don't know. If you catch a elite level Xavier Howard,
changes the
that
defense.
boy will go out and change a game. He'll take your best player and he'll take him out of the game.
Yeah.
See you later. So
you want Keenan? You want Keenan? Guess what happened last year or 2 years ago, whenever it was? Xavier pick 6. Herbert, cut your hair, bitch.
We did bully his ass.
No, Xavier will take away an entire side of the field, basically. He'll take away the wide receiver 1. I don't care who it is. Debo.
Yep.
Keenan. Stephon Diggs, white love. By the way, shout out to Stephon Diggs. He gives extra respect all the time in interviews. So just shout out to that. He's always people don't realize how much pressure we put on this guy.
Bird.
People still don't even realize. what Xavier Howard does. Like, that's why a lot of NFL players, like we talked about all the time, like they respect him so much because they get like how much stuff is put on him. So the fact that Xavier Howard is getting healthy at the right time, like Christopher says, is huge. We love that. It's actually a perfect time for that to happen. And let's get the interceptions rolling now. Let's get them going.
It's time.
Yeah, we need some. We are so freaking due. All right, but I do want to talk about the San Francisco 49ers a little bit. I do want to give them their respect because they are a great football team. I genuinely believe this is the biggest test that we have had all year.
Agreed.
What they do best is defend the middle of the field, and what we do best is tear people apart over the middle of the field. I'm going to start with Jay here. If you're Mike McDaniel, what is your game plan for the San Francisco 49ers defense? Because they are stout.
Well, the first thing is we did a lot of vertical stuff in the Texans game. We clearly were trying to stretch the field a lot. And when Teron Armstead went down, and even before Teron Armstead went down, it really went to shit just because you have to hold the ball longer, obviously, to get vertical. So to me, we're going back to a lot of it worked and a lot of the horizontal passing, the short, quick game, and getting into the intermediate level of the field. You can't be scared of the linebackers. Listen, you're going to go over the middle of the field. That's just how it goes. Tua has also shown that he can throw the 20-yard out routes this year, by the way, too. But, like, you want to keep going to what you're good at. And I think, again, it's okay. Like, you take your deep shot when it's there, but you don't need to in this game. You're not going to have a great offensive line. You get the ball out quick, and you do what you've been doing, like, great this whole year. So you go back to that horizontal, like, yak offense instead of stretching the field like we did against the Texans. And also, got to get the run game going. Has to be a part of it, especially with the fact that we're not going to be pushing the ball down the field that much, or you think that we wouldn't. You have to get the run game going. Raheem Mostert's going to be back and healthy, ready to go. Jeff Wilson's obviously good to go. Let's get them rolling.
Jeff Wilson
because
has to run like a tank. He will.
Because when
we can't have the
own,
same performance we did last week and expect to win this game running the football.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, when they're on their own, they're not as good. But when you put them together, they're a great duo to have as a running back there. So to me, it's a great place to be. And let's let them run all over their former team. I think you got to get the run game going, start the short passing game, and let's get it.
That's sweet.
That is sweet.
Zealand. Let's go.
NZ.
What do you think, Bobby? What's your point of emphasis if you're Mike McDaniel this week?
I think we're going to see a lot of two tight end sets. We're going to see a lot of Alec Ingold staying into block, in my opinion, because I do think a lot of the angst, a lot of our game plan is going to be on protecting Tua, giving him 3 seconds to throw the ball. If we can give him 3 seconds to throw the ball, we've seen what Tua Tagovailoa can do. All we need to do is protect it up front. I think it's going to be a lot of two tight ends. You're going to see a lot of tight ends on the left side, making sure to chip over there. You're going to see Ingold in a lot of sets. You're going to see running backs chipping a ton. I'm not expecting the running backs to be as big in the passing game because I need them in pass pro blocking, in my opinion. Get the ball out quick. And I think we're going to see a lot of crazy shit, man. Reverses, end around, stuff like that. That's just going to slow that pass rush down a little bit. Some screens, some draws. We need to slow that pass rush down, neutralize it, so those guys aren't sitting there saying, oh, my God, let's just get straight to the quarterback as fast as possible. We have to slow that down, run the ball effectively. That'll also help. But, man, this Niners defense is legitimately no joke, so it's going to take a genius like McDaniel that we luckily have to go crack the code. And if there's one guy in the NFL, man, I'm shit you not. These Niners are first in the NFL in yards per game, first in the NFL in rushing yards per game allowed, first in the league in points allowed. If there's one guy in the league that I want to craft a game plan to go beat them, it's Mike McDaniel.
100%. And that's a great point. And look, I'm not taking anything away from them just because I don't think anyone should take anything away from us. But people want to talk about, well, you guys have beat the Bears, the Lions, Houston, this and that. Look at who the 49ers have played. Their biggest win this year is against the Chargers. That's their biggest win, and the Chargers suck. Yeah. They are terrible. I honestly thought the Chargers were going to be one of the teams to go play for the Super Bowl this year. They suck. And that's their biggest win. And then the next best team that they played, the only other team that they played with a top 5 offense, who, by the way, I think we have a better offense than the Kansas City Chiefs. They put up 44 on them.
How many?
44. They beat the living piss out of them. Dude, you don't think we have better weapons than Kansas City? You don't think we got better receivers than Kansas City right now? You don't think they're up late losing sleep about Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill? This is also a step up in competition for the San Francisco 49ers. And the fact that we have like you said, a mastermind genius who, by the way, it's easy to be a genius and get an A on a test, right?
Mm-hmm.
But imagine you're a genius and they just give you the test before you take it. Like, what if you already knew every single question, even for you, Bobby? Like, you're an average Joe. Say I give you all the questions, all the answers to your test before you take your test. You are going to get an A on it. Mike McDaniel is a fucking genius and has all the questions and all the answers. All he's worried about now is the extra credit. That's what he's worried about. The problem that the teacher's going to draw last second on the whiteboard so he could get a 105 out of 100. That's what he has with all the intel, all the time that he spent under Kyle Shanahan. And if you think there's something new, well, hey, didn't we just trade for, Jeff Wilson, who was just there 4 weeks ago? Just there 4 weeks ago?
Yep.
They're going to be looking at the sideline. They're going to be telling Javon Holland in the headpiece, they're passing the ball on this play. They are like, he's a genius and he's been there. He knows what is going on. And I think that's the biggest advantage. Shout out Justin for the $5 super chat. McDaniel will redefine how offense is played.
Redefine how offense is played, bro. Come on, Justin.
Ooh. Oh, another super chat.
Oh, here we go.
Going crazy.
Dolphin, $10 super chat. God bless you, family. Thank you. Yo, you guys are doing great. Keep it up. Fins win this game against the number one defense. I want to hear all the apologies all week. Fins up, motherfucker. Side note, Bobby straight up looks like Ryan Tannehill.
That's actually wild disrespect. No, yeah.
I don't think I look like Tannehill, but
maybe a little bit.
I think he's a white dude with like a faded beard.
I see it. Got 141 people watching live. Hit the like button, please. It's free. We just had two absolute gentlemen donate $15 to the chat. And all I'm asking you guys to do is hit the like button for free. It's free. It helps the channel grow. It's going to get this video into front of more Dolphins fans' face. It's going to help this community grow. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We are trying to hit 5K subs, and we can only do that if you hit that subscribe button. So, back to my point. Is Tyreek Hill not going to have a fucking field day on Sunday?
I've been waiting to talk about this guy, bro. Talk about a big-time player that always stepped up for the Chiefs. We haven't gotten to the part of the season yet where the Dolphins can have big games. I would say this is a big game, and then obviously the next two playoffs, big games. When you look at Tyreek Hill on the Chiefs, when they had a big game, he was the guy who stepped up. Every team's game plan was, we're going to double Tyreek Hill. Didn't matter. This guy is a gamer, a player, and he's on pace to have his best season ever. He has potential to go out and be the top receiver ever in NFL history in a season. Yes, that is my number one guy on offense. I think he goes 100 plus, no problem. This is a Tyreek Hill game. This is the Tyreek Hill game, in my opinion.
I like that.
I agree, man. I think we're gonna get him the ball a lot. He's been a little quiet the last couple of weeks. Not too quiet, but he's been a little quiet. I think he's out for a big game. He's due for a big game. And I do think that when our offense is at its best is when Tyreek's getting the ball. So I could see him going for 150. Like that's what I could see, because I think we're gonna want to get him the ball and just like let him rock, man. I think there's gonna be a heavy dosage of Tyreek Hill. Still getting Waddle in there. I think those two guys will be the mainstays, but I think this is a Tyreek game for sure.
I like that. Jay, who's the one guy that we got to watch out? Who do we have to watch out for on San Fran not named Nick Bosa?
Oh, easy. Fred Warner. I've said this before, but easily Fred Warner. That's like the easiest answer of my life. You could say the safety. I don't want to disrespect
from
him
USC
by saying his first name, but Hufanga.
It's like a fake ass Tua name.
That's wild. Yeah,
he's one of them Hawaiian brothers. Tua loves him.
He's also like
I'm
playing
not
at
being
like a top 3
disrespectful.
safety level this year.
I'm
like
just
he's
saying,
playing.
I just don't
football.
know his name, and it looks like a fake Tua name.
Fair.
Yeah, but if it's not the safety, it's Fred Warner for sure. This guy is the best linebacker in football. I've gone through this, but he's great at stuffing the run, but he's even better in coverage. He's the do-it-all linebacker. And again, it was really funny. Actually, if you watched his press conference, he was like going over the guys that he thinks are really good. He mentioned the safety. He mentioned Nick Bosa. And like, I don't think he knows Fred Warner's name. He's like, yeah, number 54 is a baller.
Call him 54,
He called him 54. Like, he didn't say Fred Warner. He was like, yeah, Nick
Is that
Bosa,
what he said?
Hufanga. And then he's like, number 54 is a baller. I was like, yo, you don't know his name. That's funny.
Damn, bro. That's kind of like bulletin board material. He's like, boy, you gonna know my last name after this game.
He was complimenting though. He was complimenting, saying he's a baller, but he was probably watching him on tape and going, "Yo, who is this guy?" Because he is such a good football player. So that's the guy to watch out for. He's going to be a game wrecker. He's an X factor. He's a guy who you need to watch out for, and he controls the middle of the field. He's the guy who wears the green dot. He's everything for that defense, other than like an edge rusher.
He picks me off in Madden too. So geez.
No one wants to smoke on Madden with me though. So
I would smack you by 45.
This guy Jay's on TikTok now, posting Madden clips. I peeped that, Jay. That was fire.
Yes, sir. We're trying a little something.
Big ups, yeah.
Big ups, yeah. But no one wants to smoke. You don't want the smoke in Madden, bro. You don't want it.
I'm definitely about playing you in Madden. What do you have? PS5?
Yeah, PS5. PS5.
Stream that, John. If you guys are playing, that better get streamed up here on the Smoke Show.
Yeah,
well, no, I mean, we're definitely not streaming the first game because Jay might be an absolute menace.
That's why I want that first game streamed. I need to see that.
Hey, I'll say, so this is what happened too. Funny story. I need to be the Dolphins because I need to be a left-handed quarterback so when I did my Dolphins franchise on the YouTube channel, like I was playing so many games with a left-handed quarterback. I went to like an online head-to-head game with a right-handed quarterback, and I was like running to the left. I was like, why the fuck am I doing that? So like I have to play the Dolphins. Like now it's kind of unnegotiable.
I only use the fins, so you would I'd wear the throwbacks and I'd make you wear the current uniforms.
I'll wear the current whites. The current whites are so underrated. I'll wear the current whites.
Yeah, current whites are tough. Love the current. I don't like the aqua though. I think the aqua is like mad overrated. Not even overrated. I just think it's dumb.
Just boring.
Yeah, as like a photo editor, it's so annoying because it's like a different shade of like aqua or green, like in every different picture. So it's like hard to like make them mesh. It's very annoying. Bro, when I'm doing the jersey swaps, like the numbers like a different shade of green, and then this is aqua. I'm like, what the hell? So,
outside of Mike McDaniel, who takes this game the most personally?
I got to think Jeff Wilson, man. I mean, they traded this guy 4 weeks ago. Now the guy that they thought was going to replace, or the guy that they thought they had as a depth piece, he's ruled out of the game, right? I always forget his name. What is his name? Elijah Mitchell. I'll never remember Elijah Mitchell's name because never mind. He's actually pretty good. I was going to disrespect him. He's decent. But he's out. Nice. All of a sudden, their stud running back, Christian McCaffrey, he's on the injury report. And it's like, yeah, they could really use a guy like Jeff Wilson Jr. Too bad Jeff Wilson Jr. is ours now. And he's running like an absolute Mack truck. Look at this guy, bro. He runs with so much energy, so much enthusiasm. He just wants to kill somebody.
Clap cheeks, boy.
And I got that boy getting in the end zone this week. Jeff Wilson scored a touchdown.
Speaking of clapping cheeks, Trent Sherfield got clapped in his cheeks by Thomas Morrison, and that's my guy who I think will have remember the butt fumble?
Oh yeah, the butt punt.
The butt punt boys by Thomas
Which was actually a blessing.
Yeah,
now that we look back on it.
With that being said, I do think Trent Sherfield, I think they never realized how good he was in San Francisco. I think he's taken on a nice role here. He's clearly being respected by the coaching staff. So I think Trent Sherfield's going to like think some type of way. They didn't re-sign him, even though they probably could have. The only other person I would say is Raheem Mostert because they were just done with him after the injuries, which is like obviously like, which is even more because, dude, when you're a player, you're like, I can't even control myself getting injured. So how are you going to like do that to me? So Raheem Mostert would be my second answer, but give me Trent Sherfield.
Absolutely love it. All right, you guys know what time it is. Well, you don't know exactly what time it is, but I know what time it is because I'm on the DraftKings Sportsbooks. This isn't even a free ad. We do need a casino sponsor that'll pay us up front. So if you know anyone, let me know.
Why do you even mention that, bro? Why do you even mention them?
What? I'm not on DraftKings. I'm on Kings.draft. Kings.draft.com. That's what I'm on.
We're on the Smoke Show betting site. That's what we're on.
Yes, we're on the Smoke site. Actually, I don't have a site because that would be illegal.
Let's dial it up.
I'm trying to get it to load. Here we go.
Best bets, baby.
Best bets, please. All right. Anytime touchdown scorer. Give me Jeff Wilson Jr. at plus 115. It's a revenge game. He's getting in the end zone. We're going to get down nice and close. You already know how it goes. Tua drops back, hits Tyreek, and then he somehow gets tackled at the 1 yard line. And then we're going to hand it off to Jeff Wilson. He gets all the goal line touches. He is going to get in. I love Jeff Wilson. Anytime touchdown scorer plus 115. And mama ain't raised no bitch. So I'm taking the Fins with the points and money line. I think we're going to win this game. I think it's going to be a statement game. I don't know how, but the public is all over the Dolphins, but I haven't seen one single specimen take the Dolphins. Like no one on the national media has taken them. Just like the Bills game last night, the public was all over the Bills. I didn't see anyone say they were taking the Bills last night. All I heard was Patriots, Patriots, Patriots. So spare me with that nonsense. I think the Dolphins go out there, they shock the world, and they win this game outright. And if Trent Williams does not play this game, oh my gosh, I love it even more.
I agree, man. I'll be taking the Dolphins with the points. I think it's a close game, and if you're going to give this Miami Dolphins team some points, I'll take them every single day of the week. 2 props for me. Jay brought them up already. I love Trent Sherfield to score a touchdown. I love Trent Sherfield to score a touchdown, and we're getting 4-1 on it, boys. 4-1 on Trent to score a touchdown. If you don't think McDaniel knows how these guys work, McDaniel knows he wants to score. McDaniel knows that'd be a huge moment in Trent Sherfield's career to get a touchdown in San Francisco. The human element plays a little bit of a factor sometimes, boys. So give me Trent Sherfield, and then I'm going to round you out with, I already talked about it, but we're taking Tyreek Hill, and we're not taking Tyreek Hill's normal number, which is 88.5, which is very high. We're taking the alternate. I want Tyreek Hill over 120 yards. The line's not out yet. When it does come out, I'm taking it. It'll be juicy. It'll be good. Reek is going to go absolutely crazy this game, and I can't wait to watch it, baby.
For me,
I'm adding one more to my card real quick, Jay. I'm adding one more.
I was going to give
I'm going to add River Craycraft plus 550 to find the end zone.
Okay.
River Craycraft.
For me, plus 125 is plus 270 for me.
I like that. I love that. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right.
Over 125 yards. I love that.
All right, so here's mine. I got 2 over passing yards. It's 268 for me. By the way, I just think he's gone for 270 in like every game. I don't remember the last time he's thrown for under 270, so give me that. I think that's light work. I think that's easy work. So 2 over 268.5 receiving yards. Jalen Waddle over 64.5 receiving yards as well. That number just seems low. I feel like even on a bad day, he's putting up 70. Unlike Bobby, I'm not going Trent Sherfield touchdowns, but Trent Sherfield's over under for receiving yards is like 22.5. Give me the over on that. You don't think he's gonna have 2 catches for 30 yards? And then the last thing. Tua, he only threw 1 touchdown last game. That's terrible. He's due. Give me Tua over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
I like that.
I like that. Jay came out firing.
I like that.
What is that? What's Tua to have over 1.5?
Sorry?
Like, what's the juice?
It's minus 144. Yeah, minus 144.
That's not bad. Last week it was like minus 200.
Yeah.
And it didn't even hit. Vegas got him last week.
It's one to include in the parlay that we're all gonna make. It's one.
I like it. We should do that same game parlay. We should get that thing cooking.
We'll get it going.
All right, so those are the official betting plays for this game, which means now it's time for our stat predictions, and then we'll go full game predictions. I will start first. I got Tua going 21 of 26. 275, 2 touchdowns. Jeff Wilson goes 78 yards and a touchdown. So that puts us at 21 points. Sanders hits a field goal. That puts us at 24.
That's risky.
And I'm going to stop there. That's where I like it right now.
Well, I have Tua breaking the 300 mark, but barely. I got 302 is my guess, and I also have 2 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, massive game. Massive game. My guess, 165 yards and a touchdown. Waddle still gets his 87 clean. And then I got the Sherfield touchdown. I got him at 45 yards and a touchdown. And I got both running backs combining for 90 yards. I know it's not great. I wish it could be more, but that
I'll gladly take 90 yards.
Gladly take
90 to 100. I'll take it.
I got him combining for 90. Jeff Wilson touchdown, which equals how many points? 21. And I do have a field goal. I have the exact same amount of points the Dolphins are scoring as you, Smoke. 24. I have it written right here.
All right. So I'm going to go Tua, 285 passing yards. I'm going either 2 touchdowns, no picks, or 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. That's what I'm going. So it's going to be, 2 to 0 on the kind of a ratio type thing. So 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, or 2 touchdowns, no picks. 285 yards. I think he throws for 70% completion percentage as well. After a lackluster game last week in terms of completion percentage. In terms of Tyreek, I like him over 122, Bobby. I think he's going to go crazy. Woo! Give him a touchdown as well. Same thing for Water, like 70 yards and a touchdown. I will say, I do think the running backs will have a solid game. I think they'll probably combine for like 120, maybe like 80, 40, 60, 60 between the two.
Beautiful.
That's what I would want. That's what I think might happen. I do think it might be more around 100 than 120, but I'm hoping for a couple extra yards at the end. We're running the ball out because we're winning. And then, that's pretty much all I got in terms of and Xavier Howard interception. It's got to come at some point. It's got to come. And Jimmy G is not that good, so I'm going to say it here.
He's not that guy, pal. Not that guy,
got 141 people watching live. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. It's going to be huge for this video. It's huge for the channel. It gets it in front of more Dolphin fans' face. Please hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We're trying to hit 5,000 subs. We can only do that with your guys' help, and it costs you nothing. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, just drop a super chat.
Nothing.
All right, it's time. Score predictions, and I flipped. I'm not going to lie, I flipped because last night I went on my friend Jason's show, and I said if Teron Armstead doesn't play, I think the Miami Dolphins will lose. I'm over that.
It's Fired Up Friday.
Yeah, it's Fired Up Friday. I got flipped. Witt texted me that the Niners are his bet of the year. I'm hearing it all. No one thinks we have a shot. Dolphins win the game 24-21. Comb your hair. Take care.
We were close. I got this thing as a 1-point game. A 1-point game. 24-23. It's simple.
I like that.
The Dolphins scored 3 touchdowns and a field goal. The Niners scored 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals. I think that math might be right. If it's not, who cares? The Dolphins are going to win this game.
You're definitely wrong.
Yeah, I don't care about the math. The math is stupid. I don't know why I brought the math up. But all I know is the major key to this game. 3 field goals. However many field goals.
What'd you say? They scored 2. No, we have to get the math right. You said they'd get 2 field goals, 2 touchdowns, right?
2 touchdowns and 3 field goals. That's the math.
Yes. Okay.
That's the math. We figured it out. We're freaking brain surgeons on this show, as you guys can see. And my number one key to the game, win the turnover battle. Throughout this 5-game stretch, the Dolphins have been +5 in the turnover margin. Let's keep winning that turnover battle. And if we can do that at San Francisco, I think the Dolphins win this football game.
I was going to say 27-24, but I want to continue that streak of 30 points. So give me 30. Give me 31-30. Dolphins win by 1. We continue the streak, and let's get it. That's gonna be my final score prediction.
For a big ride, my boy.
I feel like 27-24 is a little more realistic, but I want to hit 30, man. We didn't bring it up. Unstoppable force, immovable object. The 49ers have not allowed a point in the second half for the last 4 games. And guess what? In the last 4 games, we have scored over 30 points, 30 or over. So this is the exact question that we're asking. This is the exact question that we're finally going to get the response to. This is a huge game for our offense to show that what we really are, even without Teron Armstead. This is a chance because, by the way, we are bar none the best offense in the NFL. But it seems like whenever people talk about offenses, they still talk about the Bills and Chiefs, but they never put our name up there. It's time to show people that we are the offense that we say we are, and that's how we're going to get it.
Actually, I don't want to wrap it up just yet. And this is a new segment that I want to implement into our show every week.
Segment alert.
I want to know, because we haven't had the emotions of the game yet take over our body, our mind, our spirit, our words, our actions. We haven't got there yet. So I want to know how you feel about this team if we win on Sunday and how you would feel if we lose on Sunday.
If we win on Sunday, it will be confidence through the roof. It'll be the Dolphins can beat anybody, especially if we go out there and win without Teron Armstead. The question you asked me earlier, Smoke, do I feel like Tua can go out there and win any game no matter who's on the injury report? I gave you the answer of no. If they go out and win this game, the answer to that question is yes, and I officially think the Dolphins are the best team in football. Now, if we lose this game on the flip side, I don't think it changes a whole lot, man. I still would feel great about this team. A loss at San Francisco to a very talented roster, it wouldn't make me all of a sudden take a step back and say the Dolphins stink. Instead, what it would do is say, we got to win next week in LA versus the Chargers. That's a more huge game. So I think it can give us a huge step forward, or it can kind of just keep us right where we are because we're a great football team regardless of the outcome this weekend.
All right. Here's where I'm at, because I'm a big believer of context matters. So this is a tough question for me personally to answer. If we win, we're on top of the moon. I can tell you that much. I don't care if we win 1-0. I don't even know if that's possible. I think there's one weird rule where we just score 1 point. If we win 1-0, I'll be so happy. I'll say we're going to the Super Bowl. This would be the biggest win since Buffalo, and maybe even bigger for Mike McDaniel. So huge. If we lose, it depends, because we might, if we get blown out, dude, that does change things for me. if we get blown out, which I don't think we will, like that's clearly not going to happen. But like if that's the case, then that does change things for me in terms of we have to win the next 2 games. If not, then we're back to the bottom of the barrel because that makes the next 2 games must win. But I still wouldn't be that worried because that's only if it's a blowout. If it's a close loss, I agree with Bobby. You know, you're kind of just thinking of this team the same way you were. But if you win, you just get put on that upper echelon. It's the same thing about Tua. Like we already think of Tua as a top 10 quarterback, right? We all think of him as such a good quarterback. Same thing this team. We think this is a great team. We think Tua is great. We think the team is great. But if they win this game, they're an elite team. And Tua is an elite quarterback. So we're kind of trying to raise the levels here. So that's kind of why I'd be on top of the world. And man, if we win this game, Tua goes for a nice performance here. We're rolling big. We're rolling with so much momentum into that Chargers Sunday Night Football. And to say we win that game, which we probably will, man, Buffalo's not going to want to see us.
If we win this game, I'm buying my flight to Arizona. And I think it would be huge for us to win this game if we want to win the AFC East. Because if you look at the Bills' schedule, it is absolutely cupcake walk. They might not lose another game the rest of the year, so we need as many W's as we can. If we win this game, I think going into that Buffalo game, if we win that game, we could win the East that night. And if you want to win the East that night, you're going to have to win the next 3 games in a row. And it all starts this Sunday against San Fran. So if they win this game, obviously, like you guys said, I will be on top of the world. We all will be. No one. I will be insufferable on all platforms, even though I only have 2 platforms.
Even in real life.
Insufferable. Yep. And if we lose this game, I'm going to be furious in the moment. I'm going to be livid. I'm going to say, oh, my God, we suck, this, that. And then we're going to go out there Sunday night. We're going to beat the living piss out of the Chargers. And then we're going to get that big game against Buffalo. And then depending on how that game goes, that can make or break how I feel about this team. But sober mind, 2 days before the game, I'm going to say that even if they lose, it's not going to kill me because this team is absolutely special. So with that, we're going to end the show right there. 150 people watching live. Thank you guys so much. Hit the like button, please. It's free. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We're so blessed and so thankful to have you guys here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 5 to 6. You guys give us an hour of your time, and we try to provide the best content possible for you guys in that short amount of time. We're so blessed, so thankful to have you guys here. And as always, fins up.
Fins up, baby. Let's go get it done in Cali.
And again,